Live here with episode number 15 of ARCS Behind the Driver. We've got Joshua Gayman in the studio tonight, so stick around. It's going to be a good episode. Episode number 15. Crazy that we've already done 15 episodes, but Joshua Gayman here in just a few moments.
Welcome to ARCS Behind the Driver podcast.
Live here tonight with episode 15 with Mr. Joshua Gayman. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Feels like it was. Sorry, I just accidentally muted myself. Feels like it took forever, but finally got you on here. So glad to have you on here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I wanted to get on sooner, but I think somebody had called the spot before me, so,
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
yeah. This thing started off pretty hot. There's a lot of people wanting in on this thing, and even John Hagen is wanting to come. I was supposed to do a Monday night episode with him, but I was sick as shit when we were supposed to do his. So I was like, yeah, sorry, dude, we're gonna have to reschedule. And he does
Yeah.
something on Fridays, but I think he's done with that now. So hopefully he can come on here pretty soon too. But it's
Yeah, it was like work shit or something.
yeah, I
like
think
that.
so. And now he's run like the last 2 or 3 ARX races, so should have no
Yeah.
excuse now. But
No, none.
all right, well,
I think it was. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Anyways, this
Oh,
is my podcast, not his.
there's the yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck him. There's the mug that Fetter Place asked if you were gonna drink out of. So
Goddamn right I am.
he's got it. He's ready. All right, so I'll start off pretty much the same question I ask everyone because obviously even myself, I don't really know. You know, I race with you a lot, but I don't really get to talk to you a lot. So just kind of first of all, just tell us who you are for those that may not know, and kind of where you're from, and a little bit about you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, name's Joshua Gayman. Grown up in central Pennsylvania my entire life, so heart of sprint car racing, and it's a fairly decent place for late model racing too. If you like your mid-tier late models, kind of both sides of my family are into racing. My mom's side of the family's in like enduro racing and motocross and that kind of shit. My dad's side of the family is all sprint cars and whatever they can get their hands on with four wheels. My uncle actually owns RPM Racing Chassis. If sprint car chassis companies, they're pretty big. Casey Kane's run them. Tony Stewart's run them. It's pretty cool to kind of see that develop and grow. Just being a family member and somebody that I definitely looked up to. Got into sim racing really early on. I was like 6 when I got NASCAR racing too, and here I am now, 20 something years later, still doing it for whatever reason. I've done real racing, whenever I had money to do it. Now it's not the easiest thing in the world to get into with how expensive everything is. I mean, even 4-cylinder racing's not cheap anymore. So I've gone from I did some drag racing stuff and had a really nice car for that, and did a lot of like desert racing, like Baja style stuff, and did whatever I could get my hands on, really. Hill climbs, rallies, and all that while I was living out in Colorado.
Interesting. That's cool. All right, so now the story of which is one that I really maybe I do know but just don't remember because I drink too much but fuck I don't know. So tell us about your story of how you found ARCS, how you got into ARCS, and kind of the origin of you coming into ARCS.
I want to say that I had gone to, maybe it was the Sim Racing Facebook group or like the Sim Racers. I don't remember. It was either a Facebook group or maybe the forums or something like that. And I really don't remember who exactly it was, but I was just like, I'm looking for a league, want to do this, want to do that, anything out there really. And somebody had recommended ARCS, and I was just like, what the fuck is ARCS? I didn't know what it stood for the first 6 months I was here, to be honest. I was like, I don't know, it's fucking ARCS, I don't give a shit. And it showed up for a couple of races. I think I joined in like the beginning of February, so I got right in there for the beginning of the A squared season, and just started out with that, and saw that they were doing like the SNS series, and at that time I was working second shift, so those were the only two I could really do. And of course I signed up for everything else just in case I had a day off or whatever, or was feeling sick and didn't give a shit to race later in the night anyways. But yeah, just kind of because I was like, I think now that I remember now, because God, it's been years now since I
Yeah.
joined. I was doing 100% NASCAR league where they did full races, they followed the full schedule,
Oh
and
wow.
then it just got shit canned randomly, and I don't know why. Because I had caught like the end of the season and raced like a bunch of races, and then right before the season was gonna start, like the league page disappeared, the Discord disappeared, everything was just gone
Damn.
overnight, and we were like, "What the fuck do we do now, man?" Like that was fun, we were having a good time. Because it was me and Proudfoot were there, and
Yeah.
then he went off and did some other racing. I think it was like bootleg racing league with like their street stocks and stuff, and did a bunch of that stuff. And then I found ARCS and just ran A squared and SNS for that whole year, pretty much.
Yeah, and then Proudfoot ended up back over here with us too, so that was cool to see him come back too. So I know y'all are actually pretty good friends in real life, right?
Yeah, yeah, I met him. God, I've like over a decade ago at this point. Through another sim, Live for Speed, which most people use as like a drifting simulator, stuff like that. But I think it was the first sim to have a 24-hour race, and it might have been. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's been around since like 2004, 2005. It's an old sim, and it died a long time ago. But it's any time that I'm like super fucking bored, I'll still get on there and drift around a little bit. It's just they did something with the tire model that no other sim has done, where drifting is just second nature to the cars. Like I don't know, this is a
Yeah.
really good time. But yeah, I've known him for God knows how long. We went through R Factor together, Live for Speed, just so many different sims, and then like it took us probably 7-8 years to figure out that we lived in the same state. To be fair, but yeah, whatever. We've been chilling and going to races every once in a while. Whenever we get the chance to.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's something that we've in ARCS we really enjoy that because we do our corporate retreat every year. That's what Rick James calls it, our corporate meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really just all of us going to a NASCAR race and getting drunk, but it still works. But I think Proudfoot's actually coming this year to the Atlanta race with us, so excited to actually meet him. We'll have to get you to come one year too.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do Atlanta this year, but hopefully next year. It's just a weird time for me and not really financially smart to do it.
Yeah.
I could do it. I could just say, fuck it and throw the money in, but, got to be an adult sometimes, so.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, we definitely have a lot of fun. And this year, I think Proudfoot's going, Fetter Place is going. Those are a couple of the people that have never been before, and then you have the people like me and Dustin Painter and Seth. I mean, we've pretty much went every single year, so it's definitely it's a pretty good time. You'll definitely need some hydration, maybe an IV, some IV fluids when you get home, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, we always like to see when people that actually know each other, in real life, get to kind of race each other in the fake world. It's a cool deal to see.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we'll go to one of the questions that actually Fetter Place had. He had a couple questions. It's another thing that I kind of ask everybody. So what wheel and pedals do you use when you're racing?
Yeah, right now I'm on, for wheel, I have the Moza R9, and actually, I have them right beside me. I have, this one is I believe the CS rim. I use that for all my stock car stuff, obviously. And for anything that's open wheel or sports car, I have this bad boy, the GS rim, the forged carbon wheel. That was, a little pricey, but worth it in my opinion. So yeah, I run that with like the Indy cars and the prototype cars and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the CS rim's the one that I use the most. Just driving a lot of stock car stuff and all that. So,
yeah.
For pedals right now, I have the Camus LC100s. They're okay. I don't like the brake pedal. It's not my preference. It's got like an actual like shock on it. So it really like you can put a lot of force into it and it doesn't just sink to the floor, but I don't know, it's a lot to adjust and keep up on. So I got the Moza SRP pedals on the way.
Cool.
They're probably be here this week. I have no idea when.
Nice. So you're gonna get even faster, is what you're saying.
That's the hope. Honestly, I just want to keep the fucking car on the track. I've had such terrible luck lately.
All right. So another question is, how many leagues do you actually race in?
Cool. All right. So right now, I can actually use Discord so I can give you a good number. I've got ARCS, and right now I'm racing two series. Well, yeah, two. Well, admin for one of them, obviously. 2 series, pretty committed A squared and ARX. And then on and off on SNS, it kind of depends on the track because I'm not a big Gen 6 guy.
Yeah.
I like the old Gen 6, the crazy batshit 900 horsepower one. I love that car. That's fun.
Yeah.
So I'll be running Themester Series on Wednesdays for sure. I run HTL on Monday nights with the Cup Series, and they opened up the Truck Series to everyone. So I paid in to get into that. That's it's been pretty fun. I like the truck, so I haven't raced the truck in a while, so I do that. Was supposed to be admitting the Super Cup Series over there, but like nobody signed up, sadly, and that's just not going to be a thing. And I was running their National Series on Fridays, but that just got canceled as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. The first season was so popular, and nobody signed up for the second one.
Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of confused about that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can get
It
any.
could be
any
time constraints.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, Friday nights are tough. I mean, we see that with ARX too. I mean, it's only 7 cars tonight. I mean, Friday nights when if you worked all week, Friday night's the night where most people are going out to the bar, or going out to dinner. They don't want to be at home.
Just doing anything but that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Saturday nights are nice because it's like, okay, I did my thing Friday. Now I'm going to, rest Saturday during the day. And then at night, okay, maybe I'll do a race or something. But
yeah. Usually Fridays for me were like, I'm super bored. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I just hop in and do some officials or something. Yeah. But yeah.
And then like any kind of car, like what cars were they going to run in HTL for that hyper or whatever you said it was?
The Super Cup was gonna be, it was gonna be the Porsche Cup car for the longest time, and then like right when Rain got released, and they were like the GR86 is a rain-enabled car and all that, we were like,
oh,
okay,
that could be
fun. Everyone has that car.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
Like, and then nobody signed up. We had like 2 payments and like 5 signups, and it's like,
that's wild.
Everyone says they love the GR86. Where the fuck are they at? And we're just like, yeah, all right, cool. I guess we'll refund those 3 guys the money that they paid. It could have been the pay as well, but to be fair, HTL pays back.
Yeah,
like,
true.
You could pay $25 and you're gonna get like $75 or $100 back at the end of the season. It's like, welcome to racing. It's a return on investment. If you're good,
for sure. I mean, this is the first year, really, honestly, that ARCS has really had with A squared being. Now, obviously, if you got drafted, you didn't have to pay anything, but non-drafted drivers could sponsor a race for $20 and race all season. I mean, this is literally the first year that we've ever done anything like that. We've always been free, but even free leagues. I mean, like ARX. I mean, it's free, and 7 people showed up. So it's just.
Yeah, I guess it's a matter of timing and what you're running and stuff. And honestly, the SRX car is so underrated. It's not easy to drive. It's not supposed to be easy to drive. Like those guys said it when they were building the car. It's like, this thing's gonna be a wild handful to drive. It uses a 396 Chevy. Like, of course it's gonna be wild. 700 horsepower. It is insanity.
Yeah, it really is. But I've enjoyed calling those races. I mean, even if there is only 5 or 6 cars on track, it's still fun just because it's more laid back. I mean, like I talked a little bit about it in tonight's broadcast, but like, you know, I'm in the booth now on Tuesdays for HTL with ABN, and I mean, that first night I was out, dude. I've probably never been so nervous in my life. I mean, it was just everything was so professional and just done so well, and I'm just like, I'm some redneck from Georgia. What in the hell am I doing up here with these people that actually know what the hell they're doing? But I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I remember. I think it might have been LSR TV, like way back in early iRacing when that group was really big. My buddy Ian Plash actually invited me to do color commentary for a broadcast, and I was just like, dude, I've never done that before. Like, you know, I can do like the informational commentary, but color commentary, you got to be like, you know, on the fucking ball. You know, you got to know your shit. Yep. And I was just like, I don't fucking know. Sure, yeah, I'll fucking do it, but it might be terrible. And that was commentary is a whole different fucking ball game, you know.
It is, and it's, you know, it's one thing if I'm doing it on Friday night with y'all, you know, it's laid back, you know, I can pull y'all in during the race. We're all having fun, you know, but on Tuesdays I was like, damn, this shit's a real deal. Like, I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to say something stupid with all these people watching me, but you know, once you get into the flow of it, you kind of forget about it, and
that's how it was for me as well. Once you start talking, you know, you're into it. You know, you can't really focus on, you know, what you're doing.
Exactly. Well, Fetter Place also asked if you were drinking out of the serving jar. Fetter Place, you obviously saw he's taking a couple sips out of it. He's got it. He stole it from the Mexican restaurant down the street.
Dude, so yeah, my brother brought this home one day, and I was like, where the fuck? And I still don't know to this day, but I use it more than he does, to be fair. So whatever.
Hey, as long as it's getting used, that's all that matters. All right, this is a really good question because obviously it kind of involves me a little bit. But if you were me, basically, if you were in charge of ARCS, what are some things that you would change or do differently? Putting you on the spot.
I actually do have a pretty good one for this one. And it actually plays really good into how the A² schedule is right now. With it being a shorter schedule, having that big long off season with a whole lot of fucking nothing, more special events. Like we have the Chili Bowl and that kind of stuff. I personally would have more buy-in special events with, like, and that way you help keep the lights on a little bit, and you can incentivize your drivers to keep coming back a little bit more.
Yeah, I like that.
Because then it's just like, you know, hey, you know, we got this race coming up and it's in March. Cool, all right. Everyone's like $15 buy-in. You know, 20% goes to the league so we can, you know, put our shit together and keep the league going. 80% goes back to the drivers.
Yeah.
You know, then just do 5-6 of them throughout the year, and you know, stuff like that. And I don't know. It's just I like doing special events. You know, Chili Bowl. You know, now that we have the micro sprint, we can run like, you know, the whatever fucking nationals they have at Millbridge every year, and or you know, whatever the hell you want. You can pick like 87s at Talladega because everyone, you know, you put those cars on a super speedway, and it's just a whole different fucking animal. You know,
everybody's in. Everybody loves that car at super speedways.
Yeah, at super speedways. You know, you put them on a short track, and everyone's like, I don't know, man. I'll run a super late model any day. You know, I know it's got a better power to weight ratio, but you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we used to do way more special events. Probably like 2 or 3 years ago, we had. I mean, obviously, we did our ARCS Chili Bowl, which was fun. I mean, it was okay. It's just a lot of people in there didn't know what the hell they were doing, or just driving, you know, just didn't know what they were doing, honestly. But we did like a prelude to the dream with the dream right after, you know, because I was doing most of the special events, it was mostly dirt stuff because that's what I like. But yeah, I'd love to do like, you know, some kind of NASCAR. We did do the 24 hours of NASCAR though that one year.
I was there for that.
Yeah,
I ran the truck.
Yeah, that was awful.
You know?
It was fucking awful. We've already said in the admin chat we would never do that again. Like,
yeah.
no.
I can see a 24-hour event working at ARCS. It just has to be the right thing. And
yeah,
sadly, that wasn't the right thing.
that wasn't
To be fair, actually driving the truck around the Roval is so fucking fun when you get a good setup on it. And we had a good setup. It sucks that I woke up and my truck was crashed, but you know, it happens. That's how it goes.
You'll have that on them 24-hour jobs.
Yeah.
All right, Josh Battles had a final question. What's your favorite non-top 3 NASCAR series? So I'm guessing basically not Cup,
okay,
Xfinity,
that's actually
or
a really
truck
good question.
Series, short track event
Okay.
that you've attended and why.
So a non-top 3 NASCAR event that I've attended.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mahoning Valley's not a NASCAR track. I went to the World Series at New Smyrna, so technically a NASCAR track.
Yeah.
Not really a. I guess I don't know if it's like a NASCAR event. Well, do they have the fuck's it called? Like the K&N series there?
Probably. I don't know. I don't even know what they run.
I don't remember if it was there or if it is there now or whatever. Shit. I don't know. Because in Pennsylvania we have one NASCAR track. I think Jennerstown's still a NASCAR track. I don't remember if it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just a not top 3 series. Okay, I see that over in the chat.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes it easier.
I went to Cars Tour at Jennerstown, and that was fucking awesome. Cars Tour at Jennerstown was probably one of the most fun races I've been to in a while. Mainly because my buddy Ian is on the camera crew for the people that broadcast the Cars Tour, so I just walked in and didn't even pay. I just walked in beside him, and then I sat up on top of the announcer's box the whole night. And
nice.
Ate food and did fucking nothing.
That sounds fun. I'd like to go to a Cars Tour race. They seem like they're a lot of fun.
It's a good show because it's a fast show. Like they don't fuck around, you know.
Yeah.
When the when the supers leave the track, the stocks are coming on the track, you know. It's so well run and super professional. I went to a super modified race there too. Jennerstown is fucking wild for those guys. That is a fast track.
Yeah. Yeah, it's those cars races, they're nothing like dirt races. I mean, dirt races, it'll be 2:00 in the morning and they're like, all right, everybody on track for the LCQ.
Get the bang bangers going on out here at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, get the 4 cylinders out here. Yeah, the dirt track race is something wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm so close to Lincoln Speedway, I can hear which sprint car class is on the track depending on the sound of the car.
Damn, so you're
like
real
I can
close. Tell
the 410s are on the track because they're revving higher, you know, or the 358s are on the track, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wish I lived that close to it. Well, I kind of used to when I was in Georgia, but it was old Winder Barrow Speedway. They call it the Baja. That's where Cody and my uncle Tracy used to race before he sold his dirt car for a fucking redneck pool. Still mad he did that to this day. But now he was trying to get in another car, and he's like, it's so fucking expensive. He's like, I can't afford a car anymore. He's like, it's like 10 grand just to get a car that's not, maybe race ready, but not really. Like
that's how it is in my area because, like, if I wanted to race at Lincoln, I've got to get a 358 sprint car or a 410 sprint car, and that's it. That's what they run there weekly.
Yeah.
If I want to race at BAPS, their street stocks are street stocks. Like they're late models with a regular car body on them, because they're going into the corner, they dump down on the left front and they're, picking the left rear up,
Yep.
digging around the corner, and their extreme stocks are basically super stocks. They don't have a slow car class there.
Yeah.
Every track around NPA is like, big money cars. We used to have Trailway Speedway that had 4 cylinders, which I could have raced there, but that don't exist anymore. It's a field now.
Yeah, that sucks. There's so many tracks getting fucking knocked down and turned into fields and condos and shit. It's really sad, honestly.
It sucks for that track because it was like 33 feet wide and really tiny. So they cut the infield out a bunch, made it wider, and it started bringing the 410s to the race there. The problem was they raced on Friday night, and Williams Grove races on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd get like 6 cars,
Yeah.
And it's just like, and they were doing that for years with the 358s, where they'd have 6 358s, and it'd be the same guy every single night, just dogging the field, making them look stupid. And then he'd go race over at Lincoln and finish midfield.
Hey, I mean, do what you got to do to win, I guess.
Yeah, he had to keep the car somehow, I guess.
We had the same problem in Georgia. We had Livonia, Winder, Hartwell. All 3 of those are kind of close to each other, and then it was like they all would run on Saturday, and then Livonia was like, "Hey, we got an idea. We're gonna run on Friday nights." Then they did very well because sometimes people want to race, on Friday and not do anything on Saturday. It's crazy how that works, but
yeah. Yeah, this area is crazy for like dirt racing because we have a series here that doesn't exist anywhere else, and it's the Super Sportsmans. They're a square tube frame sprint car where like there's just essentially a box of square tubes under the car, and then the rest of it's built like a sprint car. And they run carbureted 358s that the same like a pro late model runs. And then they have like a weird tire roll and no front wing. And they have to run a 3x5 top wing instead of a 5x5.
that's weird.
So it's really weird, but they race really fucking good because they're just so strict on how you have to build the car and having that specific right rear on the car. You can't put 900 horsepower in it. So they're running like 550, 600, something like that, and it's a good show. And they have a 100-lap race every year where they just they do like 70 green flag, have a caution, put fuel in it, and then keep going again. But that series doesn't exist anywhere else.
Damn. The fact that I'm pretty sure that the guy, the Camaro in the chat, I think that's Joshua Battles.
I assume so.
And the fact that he put a comment saying fighting ass Winder Barrow Speedway is known for like the motto is like you go to watch a fight and a race breaks out. And a race breaks out. I mean that
they got
that is
the Bowman Gray
kind
of attitude there.
That is the Baja. So
that's awesome.
The fact that he knows that and he's over there from Alabama, I mean that's pretty cool. But
fucking says something. Yeah.
My uncle went to Alabama to run that Alabama state championship race a couple times. He actually won one year. And
where did he do that at? TST?
Shit. Battles may have to help me with this one. It's at hell, I don't know what it's called. But it's a track. It doesn't have any walls on it.
Fun.
It's not Talladega Short Track, but it's I think it's just called East Alabama Short Track.
EAMS.
Yeah. So that's where they have a huge state championship race there. And my uncle went one year, and Phoenix City, that's right. Yep. And he won the damn thing, and of course, everybody, I mean, anytime you win, you're going to get fucking protested and have to.
Oh, he's cheating.
Yeah, he beat me. He's cheating. And I don't even remember what they found, but they found some bullshit thing and ended up throwing him out. I mean, that's just how it is. And so he quit going over there because of that stuff. I mean, it just wasn't fun anymore because if you competed and won, then somebody's going to fucking protest you. Then you're going to be there till 2 o'clock in the morning with them tearing your damn motor apart. And he's just like, I ain't doing this shit no more.
That's why I like stuff like the Snowball Derby, because the guy that they've got fucking teching those cars, he don't give a shit who you are, how big your name is. Mm-hmm. If he catches something on your car, you're fucked. And that guy, like, and more tracks need to be like that. You need to find a tech guy. You need to find a tech guy that doesn't give a fuck who you are, doesn't care about your feelings, and if he finds something on your car, you're screwed. And I mean, I've seen a few tracks like that here and there, where they'll keep the top 3 there till 1 in the morning. To be fair, they're going to be there drinking all night anyways, so they don't care.
Yeah.
But if more tracks were like that, I think more racing would be better. They wouldn't have that one guy that wins 30 races a year.
Yeah, there was a guy when we used to run at Winder, that if he ever won the race, nobody ever would protest him. I mean, nobody would say a word. They wouldn't say anything. But to let that guy finish third, he'd protest second and first. And it's like, bro, what is wrong with you? Like, come on, just you suck tonight. You finished third.
He knew he was cheating. If somebody's beating him.
Yeah, he was like, hey, I know I got a damn, lifted cam or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I know if they beat me, I know they cheating, so I'm gonna protest them. And it's wild to like, most people don't know what goes on behind a race, just because a lot of people don't have the privilege of either owning a car or, my family, I was able to be down there with them, and the shit that goes on behind the scenes is like, are we really doing this for a $500 prize for first? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what I never got about a lot of short track racing, is especially like classes like 4 cylinders where you're racing for like $80 to win. Why put everyone else through a bunch of bullshit for $80 fucking dollars, like tow money? Like you're racing to break even on tow money at that point, with a 4-cylinder. Like, you're not making fucking money. Like, sure, I get it. You go to Bristol, and they're paying like $5,000 for 4 cylinders. Okay, maybe I'll let it slide that time if you want to protest the winner.
Yeah. But
if you're at home racing for $100 fucking dollars and you might make 30 out of that because you got to spend money on your big diesel truck, maybe chill a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just take the 3rd place finish and go home. Go stop.
Take 3rd place. Come back next week. Man.
Yeah, go stop at Waffle House on the way home. Yeah, get you a damn waffle over there and fucking try again next week. But it's crazy how the racing world is, and I'm sure it probably only gets worse as you get higher up in some of these series. And I mean,
I feel like it gets worse higher up until you get to things like World of Outlaws and NASCAR and stuff like that, where the tech guys don't care about your feelings. Mm-hmm. They're there to make money and make themselves look good and make their company look good. It's a corporate entity at that point. So if they make their company look good, they're golden.
Get a nice little bonus when they kick out 6 cars for illegal fucking
something,
tape.
Because there's NASCAR tech guys. You always hear it. His roof line was off by half an inch or something like that, and you're like, how the fuck do you know? Like,
like what?
Like, what the fuck?
Like, damn, you got a set of fucking mics out there. You just fucking it's a 1/10 of an inch too tall.
What was it? Somebody got in trouble for last week with like the roof of their car, or like
I think it was Larson, wasn't it?
It was Larson, and it was something really silly that just didn't sound like it would affect the car. But at 180 miles an hour, it's going to do something really cool. And you're like, man, like, something so fucking tiny, and now he's got to, start at the back. Which,
I mean, hell,
doesn't sound like a lot, but
Joey Logano wore Spider-Man gloves and fucking...
Yeah, the roof rails. They mess with the roof rails while pushing the car to qualifying.
That's wild.
That's like whenever the guys would pit stop back in 2007 and they'd yank the fucking the side skirt out.
Yeah.
It's that kind of shit.
God, you remember when they would come down pit road, it can actually change springs and put fucking bump stops and like rubber pieces in the springs. Like you can't do shit with the fucking
Yeah.
this new car. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's that independent rear suspension that changed the dynamic of NASCAR forever. We're
Yeah.
never gonna see a straight axle car again, and that's
Yeah.
insane to me.
it is. It's crazy. I mean,
I guarantee in the next 10 years the Xfinity's on that same rear end.
oh, I guarantee you, because I mean, that's just what NASCAR is going to do. That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And the Xfinity car then is going to suck just as bad as the next gen car is. Like,
Yeah, I hopefully by then they've at least got the Cup car figured the fuck out. Like at least now it's not trying to kill people. Like,
yeah,
you know, they can back it into the wall and they're just like, you know, oh, well that sucks, you know,
Yeah.
like they're back to that again.
yeah,
That first year was rough, you know. It sucks for Kurt Busch because like I was just
Yeah.
starting to like the guy again, you know.
ruined his career pretty much. I mean,
Everyone was starting to like him again. They're like, oh, Kurt's
Yeah.
turning into the old guy now. Cool,
Yeah.
yeah, I like him.
yeah, he's
And then his whole career gets ended because of
Yeah.
one of the slowest fucking spins at Pocono I've ever seen.
yeah, like he did not hit that
And then you see
wall hard, or it didn't
who
look
was
like it.
But what's his nuts? That his
Um,
girlfriend lied about getting beat. Fuck, what's his name?
Shit, I thought that was Kurt Busch, to be completely honest with you.
The 51.
Oh, Cody Ware.
Cody Ware.
Yeah.
He hits the wall at Mach fucking Jesus, and it's just like, damn, that sucked. Like,
Yeah.
what did he do? Like, sprain his ankle or some
Yeah.
shit, or like
I
broke
think-
a toe or something? Like,
I think Cody Ware might be a robot. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's.
dude,
he's a-
he took that hit and just
Yeah.
got out of the car and was just like, whoa, fuck, man.
Hell, Blaney's hit the wall pretty hard a few times, and he's
Yeah.
that one where he had his hand in the wheel was the one that kind of scared me.
Yeah.
'cause I was
Yeah,
like,
dude, I thought he broke his hand. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like-
like, nah, he's gonna be out for like 2 weeks with
Yeah, it's
that.
like
And he's
that.
just like, it hurts, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever,
like,
man.
yeah,
I'm coming back.
I'm a little sore, but I'll be all right. It's like,
Just take the week, man. Just take the week.
yeah, take a week off, man. Come on.
Fuck. Yeah, that was a rough wreck.
Yeah, Kent said Jones was the worst. I agree, and I listened to, I don't know if it was on
Yeah.
Twitter or something, but they had an overlay of his spotter, and when he, finally stopped, you could hear him come over the radio and basically say like, I don't know if I'm okay, but the way he said it, dude, you could tell
Yeah.
he was hurting.
He was
Like,
shaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was rough.
and then he started talking about his back, and now, of course, this week he's not racing, so obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, this car,
Yeah,
like,
Jones was.
yeah, it was bad.
rough.
I mean, even though they fixed it a little bit, still, like, I watched these cars hit the wall, and like versus the old like Gen 6 car.
Yeah, where they would just fall.
Oh
apart,
my god, yeah,
you know?
they would hit the wall, and the front end would be mashed up into the fucking cockpit almost.
You'd think they were hurt, but
Yeah.
it's the car was taking so much
Oh,
of
I
the
know.
impact
Yeah.
back then that it would fall apart, and the driver would just be like, oh, "Wow, that was fucking wild, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever Pastrana flipped his Subaru like 30 times.
Yeah.
And there's that famous video of him getting out and be like, "Shit, that was a wild ride, man." Like he was fine.
It's like, how are you
Yeah,
not dead?
little fucking dizzy, but you know, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like how are you not hurt? You just got out of the car like you had a fucking party, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like what are you doing?
But now this damn next gen car hits the wall at 180 miles an hour, and I mean, no shit. It looks like you could put four new tires on it and get back out there and damn win the race.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just wild to me. I mean, I know they
And
fixed
it's always-
it a little bit, but
When you see a car actually get destroyed now, you're like, ew, he might not be here next week or
Yeah.
a week or 2 weeks, you know?
yeah,
Like
like
that's what I thought whenever Cody Ware hit that wall. Like he snapped up into it like you do on fucking iRacing, you know?
yeah,
1,000 miles an hour it looked like, and then he comes down and hits the fucking pit wall too. I'm like, ooh, he's parked for a while, and maybe he's just fucking tough as shit. You know, he got out of the car and was out of breath, but like he was in the car next week. You know, like
he's probably used
How
to his significant other beating the shit out of him.
beating him
Yeah.
and saying he's the one doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like,
Tough luck
damn.
for that guy, man.
Yeah.
Tough luck for him.
He's like, damn, I hit that wall pretty hard, but it ain't nothing like what I got. What?
Knowing now that she was fucking lying about it, I'm glad he's back in a race car.
Yeah, it's good
Sucks
to see
it's
him.
not a NASCAR. But
Yeah, but hey,
he's in something.
Yeah.
And
That's all that
that
matters.
kind of shit sucks.
Race car, any kind of race car driver, whether it's us that races fake ass race cars or real race car drivers, you take a couple weeks off, and I know me personally, I've taken a couple weeks off, and I'm like, I get that itch, and I'm like, oh god,
You gotta go.
I want to get back on track, and I'm not even good, so like I can only imagine like you or some of these people that actually win races. Like if you took a week off, I'd be like, damn, I need to get back in victory lane. Let's go.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like I know I'm racing, but shit, man, I gotta finish. Like Daytona was kind of Phoenix was. I was out in like lap 3.
Yeah, I know. I keep looking at. I was looking at the points, every week as we keep going, and I'm like, all right, I'm so close. But then I look behind me, and it's like Joshua Gayman, Seth Wansing, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'm never gonna make it because they're gonna pass me. Like,
it's been a rough year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Last week was really good for everyone that's had bad luck so far, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just I get into a position. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm running like 5th or 6th, and then something stupid happens. We get like a caution. I pit, and then that next run, it feels like I'm driving a totally different car, and I just can't fucking.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of are these 2-year-old tires that y'all put on my car?
Like,
this is bullshit.
Yeah, got 10-year-old fucking dry rotted tires falling apart on me, and I go straight to the fucking back. Like I don't know, man.
I was hauling ass at Charlotte for a little bit until my tires fell off. I was like, I'm gonna push like hell, and damn if I didn't push like hell up to like 2nd or 3rd, and then I was like, all right, bye everybody, and everybody just blew by me. But I was just hoping for a caution.
I knew I wasn't gonna win that race at a point, so I took that like last pit stop, like really fucking early, because I took that extra set of tires at the stage 2 caution, and I was just like, I just got to drive the shit out of this car, and I have to win this stage. I got to get those points because I knew I was like, I'm not in a position to win right now. Like just looking at all the pit cycles and everything, if I just do what everyone else is doing, I'm not winning. So I took those stage points. I took 10 points away from everyone else, and then I was like, okay, I have to drive shitty ratty ass tires for 30-40 laps and get to that point where I can take that last set of tires and blow by the whole fucking field. And that's exactly what happened, because everyone took their last set of tires, and then I took my last set of tires and just blew everyone's fucking doors off and went like 26th or something like that all the way to 13th.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm good. Like if I can get a top 10, whatever, like cool. And I know it's I was like 13th at the end. I was like, it's about as much as I can fucking hope for right now.
I tell you what, me and Battles we were having a damn battle for the fucking bracket challenge at Charlotte. That was fun. And dude, I was still pretty fast, and then that wreck on the tri-oval happened, and then I hit somebody, and then I see Joshua Battles coming, just and he fucking T-boned somebody, and I'm like, oh shit, that didn't look like it was good. And sure enough, he ended up going a lap down, and that's honestly what got me through, because he was faster than me for sure. Because I had taken my fast pair on like lap 3, I think, because that first wreck was I don't know. I ran out of talent, I guess, but happens pretty often for me. So
I had something happen. That I think I had a spin or something like that at one point, and I came up the track, and it was like definitely like I wasn't trying to go up the track. It's just with that car, when you wreck, it's kind of like, where do I go? And I didn't want to. I didn't want to put it the inside wall, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna flip it right real quick. And when I flipped it right, it gripped up super hard just because of the way the bottom of the track is there, and I just held the brakes down as hard as I could, and I was just like, I'm going right up the track. Somebody's gonna fucking destroy me, and I'm gonna be pissed. And I just see a car, boom, car, and I was like, okay. For once, I didn't get fucking hammered, like, ugh.
I'm safe for another lap at least.
Yeah, it was. I think I did it at Dover too. I don't remember. Dover was
Yeah,
Fucking
Dover was crazy. All right, I'm going to ask you this question. It's a two-part question. I'm going to go get another beer because I don't have a pitcher like you do, so mine runs out a little
I was
bit.
gonna say I have 2 beers in this.
Yeah, mine runs out a little faster than yours. But all right, well, so it's a two-part question. First is who is one or maybe a couple of the drivers in ARCS that you absolutely hate driving around, and then who is maybe one or two of the drivers that you absolutely love driving around.
Okay, all right. I'll do 2 for each.
All right.
I can name 2 for each. All right. So and it's not because I hate them as a person. I'll start that off really quick. I do not hate either of these guys as people, but driving around them, our driving styles do not mesh, and one of them is Hagen. He knows we get into each other a whole lot, and I think it's just because we're both aggressive. And God, do I hate it when I get around him. Because usually one of us is gonna wreck. And the other one, I've had some fun conversations with him, but when we get on track, we get mad around each other, and then we crash each other. Is Matt Leiter? I know he's not here this season because of whatever reason, work or whatever. But yeah, when me and Matt Leiter get around each other, we usually crash. People I love racing around. One of them, Tom Sears, because I know if I'm passing him, I'm going too fast. On a fuel run, and I need to slow down. So he's basically the guy that makes sure that I make it to the end of the race on fuel. And somebody else that I really like racing around, definitely this season so far is Fetter Place, because he races clean, super fast. Just whenever you get side by side with him, he's not trying to put you off into the fence or he's not driving like he's got blinders on. If he's going to give you the top to get the run, and when we're on all on tire saving strats, it's he's always right there. So yeah, Brandon's definitely a fun guy to race around.
I agree. Yeah, I like running with Brandon. He'll never if he's gonna race you hard, it's because you did something stupid and you raced him dirty or you raced him hard, and he's gonna race you how you race him. And
yeah, I've only seen him complain when he has a legit complaint. So
yeah, true.
Good on him.
I did forget one of his questions. He asked, so I'm gonna put a little spin on it. So he asked, are you going to win the A-Squared Championship this year? And my spin to the question is, if you think you're not going to win, who is going to win the A-Squared Championship this year?
Well, I learned my lesson last year, is to not play with the Phoenix speed limit, because that track's more strict than any other fucking track we go to, it seems like. But I think if I can get some luck, Dover kind of showed that I still have pace, clearly. I got third there. The strategy worked really well for me at Phoenix, so clearly I can still do that. I can definitely still think quick and react to it. So I gained a bunch of spots and points. I think I'm like 18th or something like that. Like I'm right outside the outside the cutoff now compared to where I was before, which was like 25th or something like that. But yeah, I think if I can keep having races like Dover and Charlotte and just keep moving forward, not fuck up the Chicago street circuit like I did last year when I was 8 seconds in the fucking lead. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm not going to come out and just say, oh yeah, duh, like, hey, I haven't won one of them yet, so like, I've gotten close twice, and the second time is way closer than the second one, so if I can buckle down and keep having that good luck, yeah, maybe. But if it's not me, I could see, John's on fire right now. Hagen's got, what is it, 4 wins, something like that.
Yeah, 3, I think.
He's doing fantastic. Like I can't fault the guy for having the talent to get out there and win races. And then Zach's in a ride now.
Yep.
Millet's here and he's
3 in a row.
So Yeah, 3 in a row, man. That's nuts.
That is.
He just I think he just had bad luck. He followed me for some reason on pit stops at Charlotte. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
He took tires when I did, and I think it just failed him less than it failed me. But I knew what I was doing. I don't know if he was just kind of not paying attention to his tires or whatnot. But yeah, I can see John getting it. He's definitely talented enough. As long as he just doesn't do what I do and become his own worst enemy and screw himself over a bunch. And
Yeah.
I mean, Zach's definitely moving up the points. So once he gets within that, what is it, top 30 or whatever, I mean, he's obviously going to shoot right up to the top of the board and be right there. So
Yeah, he's just
it's
all
the
he's
toughest season yet.
all he's waiting on is just to make his percentages of races. That's the only rule we have. So you don't have to be you could be at 40th in points as long as you've
Okay.
ran
It's just
your
a minimum. Yeah.
Yep, minimum. And I think Millet's probably going to get that minimum. If it's not this week, it'll be in a couple weeks. I mean, so yeah, he's pretty much going to be locked in as long as he stays committed for the rest of the year. But man, the thing, I can get good finishes. Like I finished really good at Dover. I think I finished 7th at Dover. I was going to finish good at Charlotte until my car got wrecked, and I just cannot get stage points to fucking save my life. And
they're big.
They are. Yeah. I mean, they're more important, honestly, than where you finish, unless you win the damn race. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, with only getting 40 points for a race win,
yeah,
10 points is a lot now. If they did stages and stuff like that back in the 90s and stuff when they were paying 180 points to win a race,
exactly, it wouldn't mean shit.
It wouldn't mean shit. But now with this new points format, honestly, as much as stage racing is fucking dumb. I know. I loved the mid 2000s as well. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But with how their point structure works, stages make sense because they mean a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just getting a playoff point. It's getting, like that extra shot at a championship. It's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't get them to save my life. And, other people get, 10 points here, 6 points here, 5 points there. That's 5 positions. So I could finish 5th and they finish 10th and we still have the same amount of points at the end of the day. And it's like, fuck, like,
yeah. Well, like, whenever SNS, I think it was season 4 or 5 or whatever it was, I had like the most stage points out of fucking anybody. I was like 30 stage points above everyone else or something like that. And I guess you could say I was like the regular season champion or whatever by a fucking landslide because I had every stage point.
Yeah.
Because when I get in the truck, I turn my brain off, and I don't give a shit about saving fuel or anything like that. Like, if I'm in a truck, I want to race the goddamn truck, Like, they're all out fucking, brain dead, stupid monsters. Like, that's how you're supposed to race them, They're not supposed to sit there and pussyfoot the truck around. Like, you get in it and you go. That was the whole point of the series in the first place.
Yep. Same with the Xfinity car. It's kind of the same way. You go out there and just drive the piss out of that thing. And but then next gen it's like, oh god, hold on, let me save fuel, let me save tire.
Instead of running half a second off, you're running a second and a half off to save tires.
Wild. But what do you think about Gateway this weekend? What have you I know I personally haven't practiced yet, but have you turned any laps? What do you think? I know a couple people are upset with the setup, but
yeah, I think because it's just not a super used track. The setups, it's not great. It's one of the setups that feels pretty good on one end of the track and just absolutely fucking terrible on the other end. And 3 and 4 feels decent, and 1 and 2 you kind of just huck it in there and pray. But it's that issue of how the car reacts to the seams. where it just feels like you fall into a hole and
Yeah.
it just yanks the car around, because that track has just like 30 different seams going across the turns 1 and 2. It's not really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've liked the track for the last couple of seasons, but it's not a track that I'm always like, oh, cool, it's Gateway. Like, no, it's just here we go again. We got mini Darlington, wannabe essentially.
Pretty much just less banking and weirder
Yeah,
turns.
it races like a road course. You go into one,
Yeah.
you mash the brakes, you basically stop the car. Like
Yeah.
depending on the setup, you're going to like third gear, and then 3 and 4 feels like a normal track.
Yeah.
It's just a weird one.
It is. It's definitely a weird, different track, but we'll see. I need to find somebody that knows how to. Maybe I could do like NASCAR does, and I could call out sick for qualifying, and get like Tommy Reynolds to qualify the car for me, and then just take some Robitussin and get back in the car for the race. And 'cause I need some damn stage points, or a win, and the only wins I'm gonna get is Atlanta or Daytona. That's all I got. So I don't know. Like you said though. This is probably the most competitive season that I've been involved in for A Squared ever, for sure. I mean, I'll be running 15th, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in 15th. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
wild.
for sure. This year's and it's not even that like there's a lot there's a couple new people that are really good, but then there's also the people that have been around for the last like 2-3 years that have just really stepped up their
Yeah.
game. They see these guys, they see like Fetter Places, right up there running top 5 damn near every week. Millet 3 races in a row. He's walked away from the field, whether it be because we're all too busy fighting for second or whatever it is. He's just got the pace. Like Dover, there was nobody catching him.
Yeah, he was fast for
It
sure.
was not a chance. I couldn't figure the track out until the last 20 laps. That's definitely a track that I'm usually good at, and then that week was just I don't know.
Well, if you could at least just wreck Seth this week, because I'm against him in the bracket challenge to try and go to the finals. So anybody listening out there on the podcast, if you see the 9 car, just give him a little love tap for me. I surely would appreciate it. I'm trying to win me some money. I can't believe I made it.
Me and him are usually door to door, so
Yeah, I figured y'all would probably see each other. Fetter Place, I know you usually are around him, so, do what you got to do, if your elbow itches or whatever,
Sorry, I sneezed.
Yeah, sneeze. Sorry, I didn't mean to accidentally spin out. Oh, man. Well, trying to think of any other questions I have. Let's see here. I did want to ask you one thing, but I forgot what it was. Oh, so obviously, you're very, very talented in racing. What do you kind of? I guess, is there anything that you give like what is the success? Like, how do you get that success? Is it just experience, or do you have something, like what is it that makes you so successful in sim racing and iRacing as a whole?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of that Dick Trickle attitude of racing is show up to anything and everything you can and do everything. I've done dirt racing, dirt oval racing, off-road racing, road course racing, oval racing, everything you could think of. I've probably raced in a league that did it at some point. I used to race a lot of R Factor on a website called Race to Play, where it was kind of like iRacing, but they used other sims. So it's kind of I don't know, there's a program like SimGrid or, other websites like that where you sign up for races on the website and then race in, whatever sim they're hosting the race on. And I think I won 9 off-road championships there and
Damn.
7 or 8 road course championships. They kept track of your ratings and shit too, kind of like iRacing does. You know, you'd get, depending on the series, you know, they'd pay money or whatever. So I just kind of did everything off road there that I could. Um, I want to say that from the time I started playing R Factor to the time I stopped in 2017, 2018, somewhere in there, I probably had like 23, 24 championships, which, so like I'm definitely not new to sim racing. Like if you think about how long I've been sim racing to how long a real life driver has been racing, I've had like almost a Mark Martin level career.
Yeah.
It's like
You should
26,
be
27 years.
So
You know, I
you're
should be getting ready to
retiring.
stop.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I
retiring
should be
after
getting ready
this
to
year.
stop at this point. You know, I've been doing it since I was 6 years old. Like, yeah, it's not like physically intensive, but you know, everyone knows that it's all a mental game. Like, and
Yeah.
to be doing it for 27 years at this point, you know, or 26 years, whatever, that's a long fucking time. You know, it's
It
just so
is.
much different knowledge, so many different sims throughout the years that have just, you know, evolved, and iRacing just basically being, you know, NASCAR Racing 2003 season on fucking crack. You know, it's
Yeah.
that stuff does transfer a little bit. You know, there's
Yeah.
still little bits of that left over, so it's just knowledge that moves on. So yeah, I mean, it's just been, you know, how Dick Trickle used to show up to fucking 7 late model races in 5 days. You know, that's what I did. You know, I used to race, you know, fucking, I don't know, 2, 3 times a day.
Damn.
Sometimes, you know, it'd be like I'd run race to play in the middle of the day, and then later at night I'd be running like a sprint car league or something like that where 50 guys show up to, you know, and I'd make the aim in every week.
That's crazy. So, all right, sounds like I need to do more racing then. That's what it sounds like.
Do officials, man. A fixed is where it's at right now. Like,
Yeah.
if you know, so with A squared, just run like 2 of them a week, you know, and you just get used to the car. It doesn't matter if it's the same track or not, you know. It's
Yeah.
just
I
that
used
car does the same thing everywhere. So
That's true. I used to do that, but then when we, now that we're kind of different schedule than NASCAR, and so the officials are a little, they're obviously not at the same tracks. I was like, I don't want to practice,
yeah,
like,
for a bit running like NIS made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
doing,
exactly.
Like, NIS
It
fixed
was,
race. It was just an A squared practice race,
Yeah.
and it made total sense. I
Yeah.
usually run one on like a Saturday or something like that
Yeah.
in the middle of the day, and now it's just like
Now it's like, oh, they're
I
at
could,
Dover. It's like, well,
they're
shit.
at Dover and we're racing Talladega. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
All right.
well, fuck.
I don't know, man. It's
That ain't
not gonna
gonna-
help me out.
That ain't gonna help me
We
this
raced
week.
Dover 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite ARCS wins? I know you got a bunch of them, but
ARCS wins. Honestly, let's see. One of my favorite ARCS wins. I know there's a couple I could pick from. Probably that Darlington win I picked up, because that is by far, for the next gen car, I think the best track
yeah,
for
I
driving.
agree.
Maybe not for racing, because it's tough to pass there.
Yeah.
You got to basically, you just drive around the track and then, oh, it's turn 3, I can pass the car now. But winning at Darlington is huge. And then I also got that win at OAP at Darlington.
Yeah.
But I was open setup is a totally different thing. But like, just that car at Darlington is probably one of my favorite things to do. Everything to me everything's fun at Darlington. People can say what they want about that track, but it's the best track that they go to for a driver.
Yeah.
Because with it being 2 different corners, you got super sketchy turn 1 where you fly into it at 180 miles an hour. And then you come out of turn 2 at 180 miles an hour. You're like fucking or 170, whatever it is. And then you go into turn 3, which is relatively sharp compared to turn 1, and then you got to back it down to like 140. It's like
it's crazy.
that's a lot. That's a lot of difference. It's really like a road course of ovals, and it's just so much fun to drive. But yeah, anytime I get a win at Darlington's awesome. I think I got what was it? Kansas? Did I get a win at Kansas?
I have no idea.
Or was it? It was Kansas or Vegas, one of those two. both of those tracks are a blast with the fucking next gen car. You know, just any track that has like the weird banking change with the progressive banking, like Kansas, you throw it up against the wall and just drive it sideways, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Yep. Kent said, "What is something that you would improve on for the A squared format or rules?"
This is just my short track brain coming in. Is get rid of qualifying and just have like a 5-lap heat race. Fuck qualifying. I don't give a shit about going fast for 1 lap.
We used to do that,
but now,
well,
yeah, we did used to do that. Yeah, we had qualifying.
Qualifying and heat. Yeah, we had qualifying and heats, but
yeah, but no. I think if they ever do, God, I hope they do a choose cone, like an actual choose cone roll, like code that in. That'd be awesome. Really cool. Because I enjoyed the choose cone. It was fun to just fuck with people the whole time. You know, you'd ride around high for the whole caution, and then you just dip low. You know, coming out of 4. You know, just to fuck with people. But yeah, no, it was. You know that I hope that makes a comeback. Because the choose cone, I mean, obviously it's a real rule. They still use it, but I think we need to be like a little bit more definitive about it, like, because going to the apron or staying on the track, you know, it's maybe use like, I don't know, a specific part of the track. Like I saw something that blew my fucking mind, and I never thought about it. Was I ran a Moon Car Light race, and they used the blue cone out of turn 2 as the choose cone, because it's just out in the asphalt. So they just use that as the choose cone, and it's like, there's got to be other marks on other tracks that could be used like that. You know, like,
for sure. Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean,
like,
until somebody hits that damn blue cone and knocks it out into the fucking back straightaway.
At that point, you know, you just got to be like, well, fucking, I guess we'll EOL the guy or something, you know, or whatever. Like, yeah, but something, you know. That's just a rule that I think is neat, you know, is the choose cone, because there's other series that use it too. You know, I've seen like I can't remember what dirt series used it, but it was fucking weird to see a dirt series using a choose cone. I was like, it's kind of fucking wild, but that makes for some cool racing.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to keep the choose cone, but the problem that was happening is, regardless of if anyone wants to admit to this or not, is on that, if you wanted to go in and like top off or something, or come back down and get tires or whatever, you could speed like hell on pit road as long as you didn't do it for too long. You could speed off pit road, come to the choose cone, make your choose, and then as soon as we went green, your black flag would get cleared. So it's like,
I get that. You know, that's definitely a thing where you're like, well, it's, you know, the lesser of two evils, kind of, you know.
Yeah, from a race control standpoint and as an owner, as an admin, you know, it's like, I loved the choose cone. It was so cool because, like, it was cool on the broadcast. But then you got people in the back, you know, and we'd have people be like, bro, there is no way this guy beat me off pit road unless he was speeding. And then we go back and look at it and we're like, oh yeah, that doesn't.
He was
look
doing
good.
like 90 miles an hour. Yeah,
it's like,
all right,
like
shit, all right, you got us there.
Yeah, like he's running 115 on pit road. It's like, I don't think that. But you know, once we went green and we cleared the blacks, it went away. It just, you know.
I absolutely understand that. You know, from that side of it, having done race control myself for other series and throughout the years, it's better to take away the headache and just do shit straight up, you know.
Not to mention
until iRacing as the rule himself in.
I mean, if they can code it in, then hell yeah, we'll bring it back.
It took them forever to get green white checkers. So we'll see how long it takes them to get the fucking choose cone, figure out how to fucking put a imaginary fucking cone right at the finish line or something. I don't know.
Because then we had people also that were, you know, choosing last minute or wouldn't fully commit to the choose cone, so they'd be like in the middle of the track, and then you know, we'd have somebody over comms, okay, can you go take a look at so and so, and it's like, here we are getting ready to go green, and now Kent, being in race control, has to go back and watch 30 cars. There's definitely
a few where I'd call somebody. I definitely I was not afraid to call people out. I'd be like, man, he was
some of them were
he was 10 feet past the fucking line, man. Like
one time I chose the outside, and I turned so hard because I honestly thought the car in front of me was going to choose the inside. Well, they swerved to the outside, and when they did, I was already headed to the outside. So I kept turning, and I ended up hitting the wall, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is bullshit. Like,
oh my god. I did that a few times where I'd kind of like drop down to second gear, you know, from saving fuel, and then I'd zip up to the top and like, oh fuck, all right, that guy's trying to go up here too. All right, yeah,
like,
no, I totally get that. Yeah, absolutely.
But it is, I mean, it was a cool thing that we did, but again, on the other end, you know, you have experience with race control and, you know, being an admin. A lot of people that are racing don't. So, you know, their initial thought is, well, why can't you do it? And it's like, well,
it sucks.
Yeah, because you're not.
Usually when a rule comes out, it's not because they want to spite anybody. It's usually because they just don't want to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's that way in real life too. There's a lot of rules that are just like, yeah, we just don't want to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like leader protection rule is like a late model rule for asphalt, where if the leader gets spun on the last lap, both cars go to the back no matter what. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because the leader's going to the back anyways, so they're just gonna send the guy that spun them to the back.
Yeah.
So then third place wins the race because you fucked the guy out of a win.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's basically that's the officials going, we don't feel like dealing with you children right now. Both of you go to the back.
Both of you go to timeout. Yeah, I mean, we even with the rules that we have now, and everything's pretty much iRacing driven. I mean, we finish a race at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm awake at midnight, still going over. You know, not just me. I mean, Kent and all the other admins for A Squared. We're still up looking at, you know, cautions, incidents, and all that stuff. So you add on top of that, now we got to go back and look at choose cones for all 57 cautions we had. You're like, fuck that. No, we're good. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't ever make everyone happy. That's something that I've very quickly learned being an owner of a pretty successful sim racing series.
You lasted more than a year, so I'd say you're really successful.
Yeah. Hey, we've been kicking since 2020, so old COVID got us going, and we're still around. And I mean, hell, as soon as Feemster's series starts up, we'll be running. I mean, we do extreme on Monday. We don't do anything on Tuesday, but we'll be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like 6 nights a week. And you know, some of them have more people than others. Obviously, that's just how it is. But you know, we've never really been, you know, some series like HTL, for example, you know, if they don't have enough interest or whatever, they'll, you know, cancel a series or whatever. We don't really do that in ARCS. We just like, oh, there's only 5 people. All right, let's just go have fun. Like,
well, yeah, it's just it turns into a fun series at that point.
Yeah,
you know?
and
like
we all need
like
that
the extreme
sometimes.
dirt was for a bit there. Like we were like, oh, there's like 5 people. Fuck it, let's just fuck around and have a good time. Like,
yeah, and it was.
You know, if you get
fun.
like 15 guys, 20 guys, then it's like, all right, well, let's take it a little bit more serious this time.
Yeah, for real. I mean, everybody I feel like needs that 1 or 2 series that you just go out there and you just have fun. Like, because I know that I run, somehow I've managed to fucking qualify into HTL. So I'm running the Daytona race Monday in HTL. And then I have, you know, TNT Thursday night. I'm 4th in points right now. So like, that's super serious. Friday.
I was told that that I was wanted to be there, and then I never got an invite. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah, talk to Rick James. He probably doesn't. remember that.
I'll have to give him some shit at some point. You know, he said, "Yeah, man, come on out. We'd love to have you." And then nothing, man. I don't know. You know, did he not want me to? Maybe it's because he didn't want me to aid Norman the whole field. You know.
Maybe, but I don't know. Noah's pretty damn good.
Noah's there. You know, we need somebody to beat Noah. I'm here, man.
Hey,
like
next season. I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind because that car's a lot of fun to drive.
Bro, I still to this day I have no idea how Noah Belleville's so fast on a fucking controller.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I know I got my first iRacing win on an Xbox controller simply because I just didn't have a wheel. But he committed to it, and he's so fucking good at it. And I'm just like,
It's a skill, man.
at first I'm just like, man, there's no fucking way, like,
Yeah.
not a fucking chance. But I mean, the more I sat there and thought about it, I was like, yeah, I mean, if you commit to something hard enough, if you want to, if you get comfortable enough with something,
Yeah.
there's no limit to, what you can do with that. So
Yeah.
like, fucking more power to him, like.
And I
He's not annoying. He's not a
Yeah.
piece of shit about it. He shows up, he does good, and he's just like, oh, good race, guys, and fucks off.
He wins and
whatever,
goes
man.
to
Like,
bed.
good for him, man. Like,
And you can
whatever,
definitely
dude.
tell he's on a controller because when we grid up, his
He's
car,
all
yeah,
flipping
his
around
car,
and
his car will be
fucking with
doing
his stick.
doing
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and we're like,
What was
what
it?
the
God,
hell?
what did he showed up for? I think it was a detour. I
Yeah.
think one time, and he's flipping the stick around, and the car turns like halfway sideways, and he's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, he needs a little more practice on dirt, but still,
It's way tougher on dirt with a
Yeah.
controller for sure. I'm pretty sure he found that out real goddamn quick.
yeah, I could see that because I wouldn't be able to do it even anywhere. But again, that's not what I'm used to. It's not what any of us are used to. So we think, oh, controller, how the hell do you do that? Well, he probably thinks the same thing about our wheels. Like,
Yeah, like
how the hell do y'all do
He
that?
knows how to drive a car, but like, it's different. It's not like just driving a car in real life. It's really not. It's detached. You're watching the car drive instead of feeling the car drive, and it's just so.
Yeah, but he's
like just not the same.
Somehow he's figured that shit out. And all right, we'll do one last question here from Kent. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. It says, what impact is the new penalty system having in your perspective in A squared, obviously?
I've
helping,
actually liked it. I feel like it has definitely been keeping some things in check that I saw last year. With having the the 5-point system, whereas it's keeping people from being too overly aggressive for sure. Because it's points for just causing an incident, not really like malicious intent. Obviously that's going to get a harsher penalty, but just causing an incident in general, giving you like a point towards something is some kind of penalty or whatever, is always like, ooh, I'm at 2, I'm at 3, like, oh, I gotta relax and just kind of run a good race this week, to kind of let that cool off for a bit. So yeah, I like that kind of a system. I've seen times where it could be viewed as too lenient, where there would be like a road course series maybe, but because the fields get really spread out there, and it's hard to judge incidents on a road course. But on an oval series, I think it makes a lot of sense, and I've enjoyed it for sure. I think this season's been like I think I've seen more good races this season than last season towards the beginning of the year, because last season there were a couple races at the beginning of the season that were like, yeesh, this is how the whole season's gonna go. Oh no, like Vegas last year at the beginning of the year was fucking awful.
Yeah, it was bad.
But we've had some, even though like I might like Phoenix, I got wrecked out of Phoenix really early, but then that mid stint of Phoenix, like watching the broadcast, was really good, and I was just like, okay, no, that's, kind of wish I was there. But like the racing here is getting good, and of course, towards the end of the race, it got a little hectic again.
Yeah.
But that's fucking that's Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Phoenix racing.
I think it was. I don't remember. There was another race where I got knocked out pretty early, but I just just turned on the broadcast and kept watching, and I was just like, yeah, that's really good racing. Like fucking whatever, like. But yeah, I think this year has had, even with races that have had a bunch of cautions, there's a lot of really good, really hard, clean racing that we're seeing, and I feel like there's more. It's more self spins and a car gets collected cautions than it is somebody just driving through somebody. It's
yeah, I would agree. I'm hoping
You
some
know
of
what?
these people in front of me in points start getting fucking points penalties.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on 0 incidents and 0 at fault cautions, so I need some people to start getting penalized like immediately, like this week maybe. But all right, well, you have any questions for me or anything you want to close out with?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been. It's probably the longest I've stuck with the league in the last in a long time, to be honest. Like with ARCS and with ABN and HTL, like it's just such a weird trifecta of like it all works out pretty good with scheduling and everything for me. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's just I've been having a good time, so it's why go elsewhere? Like the racing's been fun. Everyone knows that I get frustrated if I'm not doing good. So what racer doesn't? Like it just shows that you're passionate about it. So
Yeah,
but yeah, just I've been enjoying it. Um, hope it's not really. I hope it doesn't go anywhere. So
we're not planning on going
it
anywhere.
doesn't seem like it's going to, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
As much as there's frustrating weeks, the good weeks will outweigh the bad. So like.
For sure.
Even if it's not like the best race, it's still like a good group to hang around, because we start getting races with the cautions and everyone starts giving each other little pros and shit, talking to each other and just
Yep.
having a good time, or we find a way to make it fun, so it's definitely been a good time hanging around ARCS and all these groups, and I've definitely met some pretty good people through it, and looking
sure.
forward to the future.
Yeah, me too, man. I think that's probably one of the better things that we've done, at least that I can think of, is kind of the partnership between ARCS and ABN and HTL. I know Blake. I've talked to him pretty regularly. He's a Georgia boy himself, so he's the owner of HTL. For those that don't know, him kind of picking Mondays where ARCS didn't have anything, for their next gen league. And then we really have a lot of people. Like if you look at the field on Sunday and the field on Monday, you're going to see a lot of names that are the same. And that's really cool to me, And then of course ABN broadcasts HTL, they broadcast, ARCS, and then they also do their, Champ Car stuff on, was it Wednesdays now? I think they changed it. It was Thursdays.
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
it's last couple of weeks here. I have not been enjoying that car. I'm kind of taking a little bit of break on Wednesdays, so I was just like, I'm gonna watch the races. I enjoy that. The season's been really fun to watch, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just watch on the sidelines and just enjoy the races, because man, do I not like that car right now.
I was never good at that car. I should have never been on track ever. So I just tune in when I can and stay off
Certain
the track.
tracks it's a blast, and then others it's a mostly oval season, and man, do I not enjoy that. Like Fontana's great, Michigan's awesome.
I'm just not good at that car because of the in-car, like how you have to change like the the whatever the hell it is, the fucking roll bar or the fucking anti-jack, whatever
having to constantly adjust the car.
That is so annoying to me. Yeah, and that's what the people that win those races and that finish up front, that's what they're doing. They're sitting there.
Knowing the car is super important, and
absolutely.
And to be fair, fixed setups also could just kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's a car that doesn't get the love that it needs to be fun. Like there's a couple of road course setups that you'll go out and you'll be like, oh my god, this thing's so easy to drive, and then the next week you go to a road course and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Why am I'm in the fence every other lap? Like,
well, hopefully now that they kind of have the licensing again or whatever, maybe they'll put some more effort into it. I feel
I'm
like
hoping to see like a tire update or something.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of just like forgot about it when they were like, oh, okay, so it's not on the service anymore. So oh well. But what was Kent saying about the weather? That was like way up. I've missed like a bunch of
Have
stuff.
fun with the perfect weather forecast. Ha ha.
Is it gonna snow?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's get snow on iRacing. Let's go. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's get snow. I love it.
We'll bring out the rallycross cars since they made the Beetle free. You know.
Yeah, be a blizzard coming out of turn 4.
Hey, fuck rain going into 1. Let's get a blizzard coming out of 4.
Yeah, blizzard out of 4. It's sprinkling out of turn 2. No fog this week, thank God, because that was
Yeah, fucking.
the old
That fog at Dover fucked me all up, man. Oh my God.
the
I
old
was like, Ken, what are you doing, man? there's a button you can click.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when that first wreck that happened was like lap 2. I honestly
Was it Quiet's wreck?
no, that one was after. That one was lap 11. I remember that because we had to look
I
at it
watched
after the race.
Yeah, when I saw that video, oh my God, dude, I laughed so fucking hard.
It was the first wreck, and honestly, I had because I started like 30th because I suck at qualifying these cars, and so I'm sitting back there in 30th. I'm not shitting you. I had no idea that they were wrecking. I had no fucking clue.
Oh, there's so much fog in here. You could
I couldn't see the smoke, and nobody said anything over race comms. Like normally, at least somebody will come over.
Normally, everyone's saying something. You know, yeah.
Everybody will be like, "Oh, car wrecking."
Thing.
Nobody, silence. So I go in there and fucking turn 3, or I think it happened on the back straightaway. And by the time I realized that cars were wrecking, I was already I was ass deep in whoever I ran into. So.
Man, that race was wild, though.
It was. Luckily, the fog cleared a little bit at the end of the race. It made it a little bit better, but Jesus Christ. We talked about that on the Unfiltered Dirty Air podcast we did last week, and that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're going to make sure we don't have fog in any of these sessions. But it's definitely. I think this week might be rough just because, from what I've heard, the car's kind of rough to drive, but. I mean, I remember...
Yeah, it's just the nature of that track, though.
I remember back early, not last year, but I think maybe the year before that, the first 3 or 4 races we did was really good because it's when the next gen first came out, and I don't know if y'all remember, but you literally never had to lift. The fucking next gen was wide open.
It was so stuck to the ground.
Yeah.
It was like whenever they released the Formula 3 car. It had so much downforce it felt like you were driving an F1 car. And it was grip rolling at tracks. So they were like, "Oh no, that's not right."
Yeah.
Like you think
wild.
you go through all the like they have a fairly sizable testing team. Plus their employees like playing the game sim.
Yeah, I know.
As it is.
I need to get a job testing iRacing. Fucking.
I've applied many times. And I don't get a response at all. So,
damn.
Trust me. I could tell them that I modded R Factor from 2012 to 2017 all I want. They don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that car was fucking wired to the ground, and then it went totally opposite.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying.
It went to no downforce at all.
Yeah.
And just driving like all over the fucking place, and then they changed it again. I think they found that happy medium now.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely not as bad as it was. There's a lot of tracks where the car's really fucking fun, like Fontana. That car, like the next gen car, nobody can deny that Fontana just it puts on absolute bangers every time you race there.
Yeah, now the track doesn't exist. Like, what the fuck?
And yeah, now the track's fucking torn down. Thank God we're gonna keep it. Like,
thank God we're keeping Texas, but we're gonna fucking demolish Auto Club. Like,
yeah, what the fuck? The literally everyone. Okay, I get it. This year Texas wasn't the worst fucking race ever.
You're right. Yeah.
It still sucked.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks that it was like a good race overall as a product, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
You're fucking nuts. That race sucked cock.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like it was, but as far as other Texas races go, it was pretty good. I get it.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm in the fucking small pool here. I think Bristol fucking sucked too.
Yeah, the only thing that made Bristol
they were running 1.8 seconds off the fucking pace to save tires.
Yeah, they had to.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, I mean that was the only thing that made Bristol interesting is the fucking tires were I mean, they were
4 cylinders go faster than them now.
yeah. I mean, they
On dirt.
burnt the fucking tires off after 10 laps, and it was like, okay, so now what are y'all gonna do? I just loved that in that race, Goodyear literally had a press conference like mid-race with like their president or whoever the hell that guy
like,
was.
Sorry, guys.
We're like, ooh, man, yeah, we really fucked
Whenever
this
the
up.
tire company actually admits that they fucked up, you know it's fucking wrong.
Yeah,
And it's not going good.
yeah, no shit. I mean, it was like,
That was literally a fucking like U.S. Grand Prix incident.
mm-hmm.
And people are like, it was the best fucking race ever. And they're running like fucking 18-second lap times. Fuck off. They're supposed to be running 15s around that fucking place the whole goddamn tire run, and they're running 18s.
Dude, it was wild. It was wild because like when they had that green flag run and cars were coming down pit road and then coming back out, dude, it looked like they had a fucking 12-cylinder fucking engine in the damn thing. I mean, they were flying by these cars that had only been on track for like 30 or 40 laps, and it's like,
and they're like, they gotta make it how many laps on tires? And the year before they'd run like 80 laps and then they'd have to change tires. You know, it's like that to me is go back 20 years and they're running like 80 to 100 laps before they change tires.
Yep.
You know, and we're saying 40's a great race? Shut up. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
it really wasn't.
What the hell?
It was more just interesting. I wouldn't say it was a good race. It was just
wild. It was crazy.
It was.
Seeing somebody like Kyle Larson struggle with tires was just like,
yeah.
This is a guy that races, you know, sprint cars where in 30 laps you'll bald the fucking tires, and he's like,
he's like, this is bad.
This is fucking horrible. I can't remember who it was, but they came over the radio and they're like, guys, what the hell is happening? Like, I'm not going fast. I'm not pushing the car.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are my tires gone?
Like, I'm literally slow.
17s. Like,
I'm slow and my tires are still fucked up.
He was running like 30th or some shit like that. He's like, guys, why the fuck are my tires gone? I haven't fucking pushed a single lap this entire race.
And it's crazy that, like, you know, like before, like, you know, maybe not even that long ago, 6-7 years ago, you know, when a tire would wear out, that fucking tire would blow. It would deflate or just literally blow.
And now it's just like just slow.
Yeah, they just
it doesn't blow. It's
they show chords and then the car just becomes undrivable, and then they come down pit road and the tire's still just like, yeah, I'm good. I just don't have any tread left, but I'm good. I didn't blow up.
Yeah.
Fucking wild, but yeah. All right, man. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's getting late. Appreciate you coming on. I had a blast talking to you. Was really looking forward to this one. Like I said on all my podcasts, I always get a little nervous because, you know, I some of y'all I've talked to more than others. You know, I really haven't talked to you one-on-one, so I had a blast, and hope you had fun too.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, that's for sure.
We'll have to get you back on for sure. We're starting to run out of guests, so I need to get Joshua Battles on here. I know he was in the chat, hadn't had him on yet. That'd be a good conversation. He does some in real, or what is it called? In real life.
Yeah,
something
IRL
like that.
racing.
Yeah, that. So I'd like to talk to him. Still haven't had Kent on either. I know Kent's in the chat. I have not had
the fucking race control of A Squared hasn't been on the goddamn podcast. All right, well,
15 episodes in and we haven't had our race control. Yeah, this is a real fine operation we're running over here at Behind the Driver, but we definitely have a bunch of other people. I did talk to Carmen after the HTL truck race Tuesday, and yeah, Kent, you're still a driver. Stop with that. You still drive on Thursdays, and
I've crashed you plenty of times.
Yeah. You get out of your own head. You're still a driver. I can change it for one episode to Behind the Race Control if you want me to, but I did talk to Carmen Tuesday after the HTL truck race, and I'm going to try and get her on here. I think they said they're actually thinking about starting a podcast over at ABN So that'll be cool too. So
I'm surprised they haven't already, to be honest.
I-
With as much as they do,
me too.
and just loving doing streams and broadcasts and stuff.
I
Like,
know, and they have such a
I'm shocked.
huge following. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, our channel, the ARCS Racing Networks, I think we're at 308 followers right now, which is
well, they
honestly
get two
wild,
channels that
but-
are 20+ views a week. Like Sunday
Yeah.
nights, they're on fire.
Yeah.
Like A Square's been doing good numbers, like 20
Oh,
to 30
yeah.
people.
They've
And
been
then they
doing
have
so good.
Winstell at the same time doing 20 to 30 people at the same time. Like they're on fire right now. Like
Yeah, and
they're
ABN
doing a
One
good thing.
has like almost 1,200 followers. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
bro, if they,
good
I
to
mean,
see.
if they had a podcast, that'd be all. I mean, I'd love to be on their podcast if they do decide to start one up. But gonna definitely try and get Carmen on one Friday night. That'll be good conversation. We've always, I mean, we go way back. We've worked together before they even started broadcasting. I mean, before ABN was even a thing. So it'd be cool to see a kind of a backstory there. But again, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. It's always fun to just sit and talk with somebody that, me personally, I don't I race with you a lot, but we don't really have a whole lot of conversation, and if we do, there's usually 18 other people in the chat, so that's why it's
usually how it goes.
it's always fun to sit down one-on-one and talk a little bit and have a few beers, have a few drinks, and just kind of shoot the shit. So appreciate you coming on, and we'll definitely have to have you on again here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely down for it.
Yep, had a blast. I'll let you exit out of the Discord, and then I'll close us out, but thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
All right, see you, bud.
Yep.
All right, that was Joshua Gayman. Really good episode there. For sure. I got Bryn Roberts tentatively. Is that the word? Anyway, Bryn Roberts is supposed to be on next Friday night. Not sure what his schedule looks like. He told me to kind of let him know, so I'll make sure Bryn's available for next Friday night. If not, we may have somebody different next Friday night. But after that, Hooked on Phonics. Yeah, we didn't have that in Georgia. After that, the schedule's kind of opened up. So, like I said, I am working with trying to get Carmen on one Friday night. Carmen Sienna, for those of y'all that don't know, ABN. She pretty much obviously started ABN and runs the broadcasting that does a lot of the ARCS events. Well, the Saturday Night Showdown and A Squared, and then also HTL on Mondays and Tuesdays, which now I'm a part of, which has been a blast so far. So definitely got some openings. So if y'all are watching, or you're listening, or you listen to this tomorrow or Monday when you're at work, if you're interested in being on the podcast, definitely shoot me a message on Discord. Let me know. We'll get you scheduled. Doesn't matter if you're in ARCS, not in ARCS. We'll talk to anybody. Would love to talk to Blake Henderson also over there in HTL. So I would love to have anybody new. Yeah, Josh, we'll definitely get you on, buddy. That'd be fun. From a Georgia boy to an Alabama boy, we'll have a damn good time. So we'll just shoot me a message. We'll get you scheduled. Get you in the Discord. So we'll put you on the schedule. Kent, for sure, need to get you on, man. I know me and you have done some Unfiltered Dirty Air podcast before, but need a one-on-one here at Behind the Driver. And then, like I said, anybody else that wants to be involved or be on the podcast, just let me know. And we may do some repeat episodes here pretty soon. Cody, I'd love to have Cody back on, my cousin. He talk a little bit about his new purchase. He just got him a new wheel and pedals, so looks like he might be coming back into the sim racing world. We got to get Jeremy on for a second episode too. That episode last week was kind of rushed. I couldn't do it Friday night, and we decided to do it Saturday night before some testing for Kevin Feemster's new series. So we'll definitely get everybody back on. I'm also debating on doing kind of a little. We used to do Inside ARCS podcast, kind of just going over every race that we had that week. Might try and do something like that on a Sunday before the A squared race. Not 100% sure on that, but just an idea that I've kind of had in my head. Kind of just show some of the replays of the finishes of that week and go over some of the finishes, and might make it, something kind of cool where I'm doing like a flight simulator in the background or something. I don't know, just something different. Trying to be different and try and get a couple of the winners that week, to come in and talk a little bit about their race. Whether it's TNT or ARCS Extreme or SNS, which is off for like the next 5 weeks, or even A squared the week before. So I might do that Sunday. We'll see how I feel about that. But appreciate y'all tuning in. It was a great podcast, pushing almost 2 hours. So enjoyed talking to Josh. That was a lot of fun. And this has just been really fun for me. I've enjoyed it. Y'all make it worth it. Wouldn't be anything without y'all viewing it and being in the comments. So I really do appreciate that. It makes it fun for me and the guests that are on here. So hopefully we'll talk to Bryn Roberts next week. Y'all can catch me in the booth over on ABN Esports 1 or ABN 1 Tuesday night, the HTL Truck Series as at Auto Club, I believe. So I know we have a good amount of people in that series from ARCS. So make sure y'all tune in. Eli Sasick will be lead commentator, and then I'm basically just Larry McReynolds, just kind of filling in and trying to do my part to help out. So that's been a lot of fun. So make sure y'all tune into that Tuesday, and then obviously next Friday we'll have ARCS from USA Dirt, and then hopefully we'll have Bryn Roberts right after that. But thank y'all for tuning in, and maybe we'll see y'all Sunday for a podcast. But if not, we'll talk to y'all next Friday. Again, appreciate y'all tuning in, and until I see y'all next time, stay on that loud pedal.
Welcome to ARCS, Behind the Driver Podcast.